Hey, what is going on the YouTube? This is Robert, and today I am bringing to possibly the last drop list for this season. Yeah. Now, Supreme could possibly split what's left into 2 weeks. They might have like a secret collab that they'll just be like, oh look, we've actually got this, so we're splitting this into 2 weeks. But I feel like this is just going to be the final week, and they're just going to put all their cards on the table, release everything that's left, and we are going to jump straight into it. Now let me preface, like I said, there is a chance that they change things, they add some other things, or they do some stuff with this week, but this is what is left to drop for the season. As a result, that's just what we've got left, basically, because if you were to go onto the drop list as is, it only has 4 pieces, which are going to be the M.O.P, which I'm pretty sure we also had a couple of them previously released, or not released clearly in the end, but yeah. So we can start off with those in the end, where you've got the bandana, the hooded sweatshirt, the beanie, and the sweatpant that are going to be releasing. 3 colorways, 4 colorways, 3 colorways, and 3 yet again. Personally for me, I love the green across the board, whether it's the camo, whether it's in the hoodie or the sweatpant. It's just not a piece for me in the end, but I do think that the green in general, and then probably the black in the beanie as well. But yeah, that's going to cover it for the M.O.P pieces in the end. Now for the rest of the items, we've got a number to go through actually. So we can kick things off with the shot chevron leather down puffer jacket. I think it's perfectly simple, it's perfectly fine. There are a couple of different colorways, well, 2. Personally for me, I think that the purple looks better from a visual standpoint. I think it's because of the difference with the colour of the faux fur to the hood, or the faux shearling. Yeah, that's just how I feel. I think that that gives it a good accent and stands out, but the black colourway is probably the cleanest across the board, but I do just think the purple is a nice standout. Next to that, we have a couple of Snow White pieces, being the work shirt and the short sleeve top. These have meant to drop like numerous times, like time after time after time. I think this is the third overall that that I'm going to be mentioning them, because they're meant to drop like on several occasions, and it's just been one of those things that they haven't. So, work shirt, short sleeve top, personal preference. I think that both are fine. I'm not really a massive fan of the whole work shirt because it's the exact same layout and design sort of pattern that they've gone with for like 3-4 pieces so far. It's this top sort of centered embroidery, and then it's the Supreme embroidery on the left chest above the pocket. It's the same thing. It's been like over and over, they've used it like consistently. Snow White's fine, you know, it's fine, but it's just one of those things where it's like you could do a bit more with it. It's like using a bit more of the Grinch, using a bit more of Snow White. I feel like there's so much to be done, and it just feels like, whether there are restrictions or what have you, it just feels very limited and just very like we haven't really got anywhere outside of this sphere of the, like, work. Colorways, I think the navy's probably the best tone. Brown colorway's fine, but navy I think is just the best overall. In the short sleeve top, God, breathing, I think that it's in either of the two. Personally, I'd say that the grey/black is probably the easier piece because it's more readable. You know, your eyes will go top to bottom a lot smoother than with the more bright sort of red tone. But that's just how I feel. This piece is gone for some reason, this classic script wash short sleeve top. So we can move on to the Terry small box sweater. I think it's perfectly fine, perfectly just easy. Multitude of colorways, which is great. Personally, I would probably say that the pink could be quite popular, but at the same time it's this terry material which is a bit hit and miss. So with that, I would say that it'd be more so like grey or the black colorway, you know, that would then be that sort of piece in the end. I love how I've just got box logos there, just reminding me. Next up, we've got a number of Windstopper pieces, so I'll go through them as a trio. We've got a zip-up hoodie with a overall, and below that we've got a sweatpant. There's also one more below, which is going to be an ear flap cap, but I was saving that till later, so yeah. For these pieces, personally I think this brown tone, tan tone, what are we calling it? We're not calling it anything. I think that colourway across the board is one of the cleanest and stands out the most in general. I think there's just something about it that it's just nice. It's not too dark for a brown, it's not too light for a tan tone. It's just like that in between, almost close to like sand, I would say. And because of that, I think it's quite nice. Following that, I'd probably say it'd be navy or black, and then I'd leave it at that. I wouldn't like definitively pick navy or black. I'd just say it's one or the other, and that would be it. So yeah, we're then meant to have all of like the jeans dropping this week, from the rigid baggy black selvage jean to the stonewash slim selvage jean to the rigid slim selvage jean to the stone washed black slim jean. A number of them. Personally, I do feel like a couple of them will end up selling out because people are always looking to pick up jeans, and it's just one of those things where I feel like at least one across the board will probably go. Personally, it'd probably be between the rigid with the classic Supreme on the back, or the stonewashed, and that's just going to be it. I've given my opinions on the Windstopper, so we can go down to the hats, which we're going to have the fuzzy camp cap. It will probably end up selling. I swear I've already mentioned it though, alongside the fuzzy balaclava. I feel like I've already mentioned them, but they love pushing items back, so you never know. Personally for me, pink is a standout, but I'd probably say it'd be between the brown or the olive. Black colourway is perfectly fine too, but I feel like it'd be one of those that just randomly just takes it. New Era S logo beanie. Blue colourway, the royal blue's quite nice. This teal tone is also kind of nice. That's probably about it, I feel. Fuzzy balaclava, yeah, same sort of thing. It's either going to be like pink, more out there, you know, like fuchsia. Is that a fair enough colourway name to call it? Maybe. But yeah, and then one of the others. Central colourway is kind of nice, the natural on it, but I feel like it would just be one of these more different tones compared to the standard staple. The ear flap we've kind of already spoken about. I do feel the same, that I just feel this colourway, or it would be between navy or black, and that's going to be it. It's just a standout at the end of the day. We have the professional beanie up next. Yeah, it's not for me. Air Force One low. I don't think that's going to drop, I can't lie. The ashtray, I've seen a lot of people talk about this, but they've also said that retail is most probably going to be extremely high. So it's a really, really, really nice piece. But I couldn't agree more. I think it's going to be very expensive. So yeah, we've got the Windstopper zip gloves. I think these are great. I think in any colorway. I'd probably say black would be the more popular because it's the more wearable, easy tone. But I'd still stick with my same idea of this tan, you know, brown sand sort of colorway. And then it will be between those two. Same sort of thing for the face mask that is left to drop as well. I do just think that it's just going to be like that. It will either be between those two, or it's just going to be the front runner. We've then got the Hanes tagless tank tops. I don't know about that. The canvas backpack and the canvas tote. I don't think we're going to see them, but we might do. You never know. They might finally release them. Colorway, I think it's your personal preference. I think both are perfectly fine. And the last item is going to be the Spitfire Classic wheels. Will they drop? Won't they drop? We'll just have to wait and see. But that is going to cover everything that is possibly going to drop for this final week. If not, it might be split into 2 weeks. So let me know down below what you're going to be going for, what you like, what you dislike. Personally for me, if this was like really low, I'd actually get it because I think it'd be a cool, useful thing for like keys and different things like that to sit in. If not, yeah, it's just not. It's not. So yeah, but that is everything. So thank you for all of the support this season and for, yeah, just everything in general. I really appreciate it. I'm going to continue trying to do a bit better and do my best when I have the time to, because it's worth it in the end, and it's just nice thing at the end of the day. So yeah, other than that, if you don't watch anything, well, there's actually not going to be anything tomorrow. But other than that, I do hope that you have a good Christmas if you celebrate it. If not, I hope that you have a good Hanukkah or a good Kwanzaa. And yeah, if you don't celebrate it, regardless, I hope that you have a great time of year and a great New Year's. And yeah, that's it from me and my snowman sweater. So I do hope that you have a good rest of your day. If you'd like to, you can click a video that is going to be appearing just up there. So yeah, like I said, I do hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Peace.